Right now, we're in the middle of a healthy correction, and it's the perfect time to look for great altcoins in which to position ourselves when the market pumps. So in today's show, we look at some of the key reasons behind why the crypto market has been dipping, and we cover some of the latest breaking news. And at the end of today's video, I will share what I believe and I consider to be a great risk reward play within the ETH ecosystem. As we have seen, ETH has been on the rise, showing some signs of strength. As we have already seen some signs of its strength during this whole pre-bull market time. And we have seen how earlier this year, ETH did a quick 10x. So right now might be the best next time to get in since then, because after this dip that we're in right now, I think it's going to rip. That said, my name is Jessica, and without further ado, let us jump into it. As of the time of today's video, as you can see on my screen, Bitcoin has been trying to reclaim its strength. Today we've been around 93, trying to crowd towards 94,000. And once again, if you saw yesterday's video, you would know this is a correction, and such a healthy correction at that. It's nothing to be worried or afraid of. And if we look at the way end of business day closed yesterday, since right now is end of day Monday, the 27th in Thailand, Southeast Asia. For you, if you're in the States, this is probably market open time for you. So we don't have the data for the US Wednesday, November the 27th yet. But this is the way the 26th, yesterday, closed its day. As you can see, we didn't have many inflows, had a significant amount of outflows. But once again, this is nothing to be worried about. I'm sharing this with you so that you have general knowledge of how the market is doing and key elements in the macro market that affect crypto's charts. So this is for your knowledge. And in general, the simple fact we even have a Bitcoin ETF trading in our lifetime is already a huge achievement for the crypto space and for Bitcoin. So nothing to be worried about there. But if we want to know and we want to zoom in on why has Bitcoin and crypto's market, well, mainly Bitcoin, why has Bitcoin's chart been battling it out so bad, so intensely? You know, we were almost at 100K Bitcoin, and now we're looking at a $93,000 Bitcoin. So we're wanting to know why. This tweet is really great. It's by James Van Straten. And long story short, or let me just summarize it for you, he explains that a lot of this has to do with long-term holders selling at this 100K resistance level because we are breaking out and breaking up. So this is why. And if we zoom in on it, then we would know that so far, 4%, as you can see on my screen, of the total of 550,000 Bitcoin that is owned by this cohort or this group of long-term holders within that have been holding for about 6 months to 12 months that have been selling. We have 4% of this group that has been predominantly selling Bitcoin that have sold already. So what he goes on to say is that if this trend continues, as you can see on my screen, we could likely, and I want you to take this lightly, but I want you to listen to it at the same time, we could be seeing another 163,000 Bitcoin sold before this bleed out of basically paper hands, if we want to call them that, or people that are not actual crypto diehards that are going to hold Bitcoin forever. These are more so traders, right? Or these are people who put in positions and they need to take profits right now. So we could see the last of them selling their Bitcoin holdings before the end of the year, December. So if what James is saying here pans out, then we could expect the market just to basically side trend until the end of the year, which once again, more or less coincides recognize the way the market has historically moved around the holidays. The holidays are sleepy times in general for markets. And so for many reasons, it's actually interesting to note that no matter what the specific reason is, right, that the market is moving up or down, if we always look and zoom out and look at the way charts look like every single bull run, as we'll also do in today's video, you'll notice that there's just a pattern and it doesn't matter exactly what is happening, but history definitely rhymes. So this is just for your knowledge so that you know that we may be looking at a few more long-term holders selling before the end of the year. But if we were to look at this chart by Rect Capital, they're saying that, and I agree with this, Bitcoin has come a long way. And I always say this, and I don't mean to be redundant, but it's so important to zoom out because right now we're complaining that Bitcoin didn't, smash through 100K. But if we look at where we were just at the bottom of the bear market, which I'll zoom in on here for you, we have come a very, very, very long way. So if we look at this chart here, this is where we are now, crowding the new year, 2025, and we're crowding 100K, right? We're at 93, we were at 94, 95, slightly under 100K. But just this time last year, we were down at not even 20,000. At not even a $20,000 Bitcoin. So it's so important to have perspective and realize how far we've come and how exciting this really is. And the only reason Bitcoin's price should be getting you depressed, upset, whatever it might be, is if you have a long or a short in. If you put in a long or a short and you lost money on it. Because otherwise, right now, are historical days, and we should all only be extremely excited that we're living the days we are. That said, it is understandable, and I can completely understand if you feel like you've been on this roller coaster ride, because if you're looking at my screen here, this is a hand drawing, a very good hand drawing by BTC Charlie of the way Bitcoin's chart has been and has historically been as well. And this is usually the way it goes. Okay, so it's like this giant squiggle, up, down, up, squiggle on the screen. And when Bitcoin has pumped up, usually that's when most people, I'm just going to be cursing for you guys here, okay? Like that's when most people are like, damn, I wish I bought. But then it usually corrects. This is how growth looks like. You skyrocket. Maybe you have found this to be true in your own personal life. I know I have found this pattern. Maybe this is sacred geometry. I have also found this pattern to be true in my personal life as well. When I am growing, right? Or if we keep talking about Bitcoin here, like when Bitcoin has pumped up, breaking past highs, there's always a correction. This is where we are right now. And that's usually when people are like, haha, like I told you, or like, haha, you think to yourself, I was right not to buy. You justify yourself because you see the price went down. So you justify yourself and you're like, F this, I'm not buying this piece of garbage, right? And then usually as soon as you say that, Bitcoin's price skyrockets. And that's when, if you miss the boat, as many people are right now, especially those that have been in crypto for a long time and have PTSD from past bull runs on being too cocky, basically. That's why you basically just don't long or short anything that you can't lose. Like that's the golden formula. Bitcoin is for holding. It's for your long-term retirement plan. That's it. But if you miss the boat, if you miss the boat when Bitcoin first pumps and then it dumps and you don't jump in when it dumps and instead you're all happy and cocky about it, oh, good. I didn't get wrecked. Like, good thing I didn't buy it. That's usually when it pops off. And that's when people say the duck word and really regret it. So this is a little photo. You might want to take a screenshot, but this is pretty much the pattern. And this is where we are right now. So we're right here where my mouse is. So once again, nothing to be worried about. And then here we have this tweet from Bullish _ and he's pointing out what I told you a minute ago. It's so important to zoom out. So here's the chart for you today. Please take a screenshot or do not, but just remind yourself of this all the time. On the left-hand side of the screen in the blue here, this is what last bull run looked like, right? So Thanksgiving of 2020, as I was saying, I'll zoom in on this for you. Bitcoin saw a 17% pullback on Thanksgiving week. And then it was followed by a 300% rally or pump up. And right now on the opposite side of the screen, I'll zoom in for you and move it away from my face because I know you guys can't see it when it's in my face. Okay. Hopefully you can see it despite, I'm going to zoom out so that my face is not covering it. Right here on the opposite side of chart is where we are now. This is Thanksgiving 2024. And we are currently, we've seen about a 9 to 10%, right? As of this chart, it says 9%, a 9% pullback this week, which is Thanksgiving week. We're actually throwing a Thanksgiving party, or I am, which is very exciting and nice to get everyone together to eat together. Basically, that's what you do. So we're currently seeing a pullback as well, but nothing compared to last pullback during last bull run. And here, according to this chart, it says that we'll be following, like we'll be seeing 150% rally, although it hasn't happened yet. So I don't know why they put this number in there. But if history rhymes, then we could be seeing up to a 300% rally or pump after this holiday period. So remember, history only rhymes. It doesn't repeat, it just rhymes. So it looks similar. That said, moving into some very exciting news that's happening in the world and in the cryptoverse at large, and why you should feel very excited and why I feel very excited every single day to hear of all these news. I can't believe it's happening. I remember when I first entered crypto, it was like 1 or 2 big Bitcoin crypto mass adoption news, you know, some company adopts crypto or, you know, something like that. It wasn't every single day with like a landslide of news. And right now that's what we're seeing. If you saw my video yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, but I'm here to remind you of it because it's being circulated everywhere. The UK has officially announced they are going to start regulating crypto. So creating rules by which everyone knows, you know, like according to which everyone will know how to operate, how to use crypto, what's legal, what's not, do I have to pay taxes? Is this, you know, what is this? Is this a commodity? Is this a security? Who do I report to? You know, all those sorts of questions will be answered or demystified through their regulation, which they are saying they're going to roll out by 2026. Amazing news. Next, we have Morocco's central bank to legalize all cryptocurrencies as well. So this is huge. This is such great news. And I forget, and this is such a good reminder to me anyway, and maybe to yourself in realizing that some countries have altogether banned crypto and they haven't even entered into the market at all. So what this actually represents is that this whole new market of this whole country of Morocco, once they legalize crypto, they're gonna, just this news is exposing everyone to crypto. I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of people, I would think, in Morocco right now Googling and researching crypto. So this is great marketing and exposure for the world and for Morocco. And it starts to send a signal to the rest of the nations of the world that, hey, the US is talking about Bitcoin and crypto. Look at Morocco, you know, look at all these other countries, El Salvador. Now we have Morocco. Now we have Brazil, as you can see on my screen. They had one of their lawmakers, Eros something, forget his name. Eros Biondini, right here, proposed to create their own sovereign Bitcoin reserve. So this is enormous. This is enormous news for Brazil. And then we know that the rest of South America will follow. I'm actually from Bolivia originally, and it's really cool because as a South American citizen, maybe you're watching this in Latin America, South America. If so, say hello in Spanish. A little shout out. I should do content in Spanish. It's just, I'm scaling up, guys. But it's really cool because all of South America, they have their own trade agreement, and anyone from South America can do business with pretty much anyone in South America. They have like really favorable agreements. So this is really wonderful. This is like the first domino going off in South America outside of El Salvador, but El Salvador, that's Central America, that's not South America. So really wonderful. And as of yesterday's news, you would know that one of the new presidential candidates in Suriname on the northeast coast of South America above Brazil, their new proposed presidential candidate, she's also proposing a Bitcoin strategic, using Bitcoin strategically in their economy and in their reserve. And she wants to do even greater and bolder things than Bukele has done in El Salvador. So it's huge. It's spreading. It's like a wildfire. It's spreading all over the world. And now it's spreading into South America. And as you can see on my screen, like I'm telling you, there's news every single day. We have now the mayor of Vancouver putting forth a motion, if you can read my screen, to add Bitcoin to the balance sheet of Vancouver City. So we have it in Vancouver now. I think Canadian elections are they next year? I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. But I think Canada is also like, they're coming, right? They're going to be joining the party very soon. And now we have in Trump's administration, I don't have the exact details on this. I'm just sharing what you see on the screen here. This is just the news that came across my desk about how the CFTC will very likely be the one to lead digital assets regulation or cryptos regulation, as opposed to the SEC, right? Because the CFTC is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and that would make more sense, right, than the like SEC regulating crypto. I don't know a whole lot more about this than what I'm sharing with you, so I'll graze over it. But this is really great news for crypto. So I'll keep you updated on this, but this is the news in general I wanted to share with you. And this is more like funny and validates the case for Bitcoin and Bitcoin's value, because a Chinese geologist in China just discovered, this is as of today, my time, discovered 1,000 tons of gold. So that adds an extra 0.5% to the global supply of gold. So if there's more of something, we know that the value is not so valuable. So right now, gold technically has gained a reason to go down in value a little bit, right? But this is the case for Bitcoin, because unlike gold, Bitcoin supply is 21 million forever. No one can go to Mars and discover more Bitcoin, or dig somewhere and discover more Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin is programmable money, and that's it. And this is why it's so valuable. And most of the Bitcoin that's been mined is lost anyway. So there's actually going to be less than that in total in circulation at the end. So this is just another case for Bitcoin I wanted to share with you. And some more amazing news. We have Dennis Porter here, the CEO and founder of the Satoshi Act Fund. He's like leading the way on how to implement Bitcoin into everyone's reserves on the state level, because we know that the federal government of the whole United States of America, they kind of practice their regulation on the state level first. And that is what is happening here. I saw a whole interview by Dennis Porter, and I shared it in one of last week's videos where he talks about this. But he just confirms today, like today your time, that 3 more states have announced that they're also going to be practicing, they're going to be also adopting the strategy for their own Bitcoin reserve fund. So this is really exciting news. It's like, what do you call it? I don't want to say the silence before the storm, but it's like the rumbling before the storm happens, right? It's like the thunder. That is the equivalent of what we're hearing here in the last pieces of news that I've shared with you. It's like there's rumbling in the world, and it signals a whole new paradigm shift. Maybe this is the 5th dimension all the spiritual people have been talking about. Maybe this is the 5th dimension. I don't know. The metaverse. Something like this. I don't know. Crypto, digitization. And that said, we also have crypto miner Mata. I shared who they are in yesterday's video if you want to go check it out. But they have now not only been buying more Bitcoin, but they are also now speaking up and becoming a voice in the market. And they're saying that everyone needs to adopt and add Bitcoin into their reserve, especially the US, to secure its dominant position in Bitcoin mining. As you can see on the screen here, it says, this is a statement from them. They said, the United States faces an urgent need to secure its economic and national security interests. So this is amazing. See, it was by Fred Thiel on Twitter. The time to act is now, he says. The US must lead in mining and blockchain space for us to have a strong Bitcoin reserve. I'm going to like it, but I can't because it's a still image. Anyway, go check it out. Take a screenshot. This is so exciting. I can't begin to tell you how actually monumental and historic and tremendous all this news that I'm sharing with you really is. Like, our lives in a year from now are going to look so different. Our kids' lives in 5 to 10, like, I don't have kids yet, but you know what I mean? The world is changing and you have a front row seat. It's like the movie Armageddon. You have a front row seat right now to watching the world changing before our very eyes, and it's tremendous. But okay, now let us shift gears into today's, how would I say it, altcoin, ETH, ecosystem and markets condition, okay? And then I'm gonna roll into alpha shortly after. I have like 10, maybe 8 more slides to share with you. But this is by Dan Crypto Trades, and he basically shows us an RSI heat map, and an RSI heat map basically just shows us like the speed of price action happening in the market. And in general, I'm going to zoom in on the chart here for you, but what's in red is overbought. Okay, people are overbuying, right? They're too optimistic. They're longing too much. They're too I don't want to say it's greed, but they're too optimistic on the market. So this is the red zone. The green zone down below, we're not in, but this is when people have oversold. Where we are right now, hopefully you can see where my mouse is moving. We're at 60.21, so 61%. And this is generally healthy. Anything between 40 to 60 is considered healthy and means the market has room to grow. And that's where we are right now. All thanks to the recent correction of 10%. Hopefully no one here was freaking out, but this is thanks to that. It means that the market took a deep breath and now we're ready for some more growth. So it's actually a very good thing. Very, very, very healthy, very positive news for us. And we have Kaito AI, probably one of the best research tools available to us, but very expensive too. But they show us a screenshot here, and you can follow them on Twitter if you want free news, or just follow my Twitter account, Crypto by Jess. I'll share everything there as well. But markets also show us, according to Kaito, that value, liquidity, is starting to follow the pattern that I go over pretty much in every single show of mine, where it's Bitcoin goes up in value, then there's a spillover into Ethereum's ecosystem, which we've seen and I've covered in my past, I think, 2 videos. And then from there, it trickles over into like the top blue chip altcoins, like layer 2s and like useful like utility tokens. And that's what we see here. You can see it's like the ETFs, DeFi, DePIN, which is the technology behind decentralized AI, layer 2, rollup. So we're starting to see an increase across all of these utility tokens, which is a sign that the altcoin season is starting. So you should be very excited and using this time to get ready. And then here we have by Hitesh, where he zooms in on a detail, right? And once again, like confirmation of this happening, because we can see that DeFi, feel free to pause the screen, is specifically up 30% in the last 7 days, which is always a sign, guys. And meme coins are down 8.6% from their previous highs in the past 7 days. So you can see a general rebalancing. It doesn't mean meme coins are dead. If anything, we haven't even begun to see meme coins. I actually believe meme coins will run the highest and the hardest of all the tokens. Most people that know quite a bit in crypto or have been here for at least 2 cycles know this is also true. But I happen to know that many people, including myself, that have been holding really good blue chip altcoins have been smiling these last few days to watch their holdings go up finally, because as of late, it's all been about meme coins instead of the useful crypto tokens. There's so much great utility and great tech, great innovation in real crypto tokens and projects, as we call companies in crypto. So this is great news and confirmation to us all that altcoin season is starting. And then here we have, once again, like a summary of what I just said by Ash Crypto. Again, he repeats the process, like get this ingrained into your brain. It's Bitcoin is dumping, check, but just a little bit. It's a correction. ETH is holding on strong. We see that. 2, as Bitcoin stabilizes, which we're seeing pretty much now at the time of this video, altcoins will start to explode, as we saw on the previous screen slides and tabs that I just showed you. So this is when you get ready for the epic pump, as he says. So it's starting, guys. Like, it's here. And then here by Virtual Bacon, he actually has his own YouTube channel and great content. He puts so much research and time into his content. This is from Virtual Bacon. I'd encourage you to follow him as well. He lists out for us 6 of what he calls hidden gems in layer 1s. Okay, these are all like the main railways of crypto. Okay, this is the alpha for you guys. I'm not saying you should buy them, but I'm saying these are great layer 1s. In my opinion, I'm holding most of these as well, but I'm not saying go, like, I am not also advising you to get them, but I'm saying that I am, and people like Virtual Bacon who know quite a bit are also, Okay, so these would be Aptos. Aptos is also from the same developer team that split from Facebook and Meta back in the day when the SEC squashed Facebook's Libra plan on taking over the world. This is from that same developer team. Then there's Metis. This is the CEO or the founder is actually Vitalik's mom, like the founder of Ethereum, his mom. This is her company, Metis, who, by the way, is poised to rally with Ethereum and AVEX, okay? Blending layer 2s and layer 1 tech. So pretty awesome. So that's what's going on right now in the Metis world, right? Then we have Say, which I actually made a whole video on. I'll link it below, or you can just also go check out my playlist. I made a whole video if you just want to learn all about Say. There's a video for you I prepared, which is a hyper scalable blockchain, about 10,000 throughput transactions. I think it's a minute, something like that. And they haven't even tapped into their full potential. Then some different plays or key tokens within these ecosystems, right, would be Brett. It's a meme coin on Base's ecosystem. And remember, every layer 1 has their key or their like flagship like icon or meme token. And for Base protocol or layer 1, it's Brett. And then we have Injective. It's a strong infrastructure play with deep ties with DeFi, decentralized finance, and high performance on layer 1s. These coins are uniquely positioned as layer 1 ecosystems to expand, as he says, and I happen to agree. And then here by Rect or Cypherpunk 669, he brings us a list of why Metis will hit, he believes Metis will hit $1,000 this cycle. And this is because the meme coin super cycle is loading up right now. It's just getting heated up. 20% of the supply is getting locked out of circulation. It's a layer 2 home of Chainlink, and we know Chainlink is huge. Chainlink has integrations. I made a whole Chainlink video for you too, but I could do an updated one if you want. Let me know below. But if you go check out Chainlink's website and you go down below to like, what is it? Investor, or like, there's a whole section below on updates. You'll see the list of huge like world monetary like giants that like make the monetary system function in the world are integrating with Chainlink, because Chainlink is that bridge that allows like Web 2 to Web 3 and like financial companies communicate, and allows for even all Web 3 like different DeFi protocols to communicate as well. So Chainlink is a beast. I am a holder of Chainlink. So they have some sort of alliance or like partnership going on. They have a lot more, guys. They're expanding into Telegram with mini apps like Buzz Web3. They're doing tournaments, as you saw here up above, with DeFi Kingdoms, like expansion of their like liquid staking ecosystems with Velix protocol, huge. Their gaming sector growth is also expanding, and there's like a list of projects here. They're doing incubations, like they're doing a lot. I didn't go through it verbatim because there's a lot to share here, but there's a lot going on in the Metis ecosystem. So you may want to go check them out and go find this tweet. You should have a Twitter account if you're trying to make it in crypto, and you should be following me if you want to stay up to date with all of this. But go find this tweet and go read all about it, and then go do your digging, because no one's going to do your research for you. I'm trying to do it for you, but no one's really going to do it for you but you. That's why we say do your own research. But there's a lot happening there. And then here we can see this from Metis themselves. They're growing their network activity. So their daily transaction count, or like how many transactions were happening on their network, it doubled yesterday compared to 30 days ago. So they've grown exponentially in the last month. And this speaks of daily active users. It speaks of a lot. So they are making moves. I'm also a holder of Metis. And then as you can see here, Metis was the first ever layer 2 solution to run on a decentralized sequencer. So this is huge, guys. Metis is a beast. And it's really great. Metis did really well. It's hung on throughout this whole kind of sideways trending, even throughout the bear market. Like I remember looking at my Metis holdings and they were like down, but they weren't like so sad either. And who else is doing really good is Base. So Metis and Base were highlighted, right, or spotlighted by Layer 2 Insider. And they say that these two blockchains, as I'll zoom in on the chart for you, they have been leading the way with top revenue revenue compared to all of the other layer 2s in crypto, pretty much. So it's Metis and Base, guys. This is Metis's chart for you. I zoomed out to the month. So you can see this is where we are now, which we're on a pump. But if you look at to how both where we are in light of all-time highs, we're not even close. So there's a lot of room for it to run up, which means if you were to hypothetically buy some Metis, you're looking at a huge pump ahead, considering it's already been pumping so much and it's been performing so well, and they have so many new transactions and new users and so many partnerships, and they've been working. That's what this means. As I showed you a moment ago, they've been working throughout this bear market time, which is what real projects do. They build, and it's showing. So it's a good time. And then lastly, we're going to wrap it up with this. This is just for all you crypto degen OGs. Just the last piece of news I saw before I was preparing for this video, so I added it to my show. But basically, a judge, now that Trump's been elected president and like all of the corrupt people are being kind of like shooed out of DC and out of the system, they're cleaning house, right? I guess they reviewed Tornado Cash's case. Tornado Cash is like a mixer, right? So like people go there and they'll use it to like confuse the blockchains on like their money being ever associated with transactions they don't want to get back to them. So it's like a mixer, right? Like it confuses where the money is coming from or going. So some people have used it for scams, but it's a decentralized protocol. And the founders, I believe they're in jail right now still. But recently, as of like today, a judge ruled this. They ruled that, this is what the judge said: we hold that Tornado Cash's immutable smart contract, the lines of privacy enabling software code, are not the property of a foreign national entity, meaning, one, they cannot be blocked under IEEPA. Dun, 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 dun. Basically, what the judge went on to say is that basically the protocol is not capable, that's the language they used, of being owned. So therefore it didn't deserve to be blacklisted. And they like basically are overturning the case, right? So like what this means for the founder or founders, we don't know yet. But so far their tech is being, how can I say, freed. So we will see what's to come, but this is epic news and I wanted to bring it to you because once again, it speaks of how times are changing. Things are lightening up for crypto and it's exciting. But okay guys, this is the end of today's video. I hope you gained value. Hope you're excited as I am. I hope you're ready as well. And I will bring you my next video tomorrow. Please like and subscribe if you found this valuable, and I will see you guys here tomorrow.